What is going on, guys? It is Wrestlelamia here, back with another video. Now it's night 1 of SummerSlam, as the biggest party of the summer expands to 2 nights for the first time ever. Join us now as we recap night 1 of SummerSlam and provide the good, the bad, and the downright ugly, as well as some news, as there could be bad news for Bron Breakker. Be sure to subscribe and hit that notification bell for daily wrestling videos, and follow us on Facebook for exclusive lists. As always with these PLEs, we start off with a recap, as the first match of the card is Roman Reigns and Jey Uso versus Bron Breakker and Bronson Reed with Paul Heyman. The heels keep Jey Uso isolated for most of the match, but there's no denying Jey Uso's heart. Jey eventually makes the hot tag, leading to Roman cleaning house. The match peaks when Roman Reigns eats a spear that was meant for Jey, and Jey uses his second win to take control, hitting an Uso splash on Reed for the win, as Roman Reigns and Jey Uso defeat Bron Breakker and Bronson Reed. Next up is the WWE Women's Tag Team Championship match, as champions the Judgment Day of Raquel Rodriguez and Roxanne Perez take on Charlotte Flair and Alexa Bliss. Bliss and Flair's lack of tag team experience shows throughout the match, including a spot where Bliss punches Flair right in the kisser instead of her Judgment Day opponent. The combined skills and experience of the two former Women's World Champions, though, allows Bliss and Flair to triumph. Even though it momentarily looked like Charlotte Flair was about to take her revenge on Alexa Bliss, she managed to take out Raquel Rodriguez, leaving Alexa delivering a Sister Abigail to Roxanne for the 1-2-3, as Charlotte Flair and Alexa Bliss are the new WWE Women's Tag Team Champions. Next up is Sami Zayn versus Karrion Kross, with the stipulation that if Kross wins, Sami must admit that Kross is right about Sami not being a good person, and if Sami wins, Kross must admit that he was wrong about Sami. Again, what a great stipulation. And will Sami Zayn turn to the dark side and see things Karrion Kross's way? As Sami gets a chance to go heel when Scarlett offers him a lead pipe, but Sami refuses, instead using a haluva kick to win with honor. Sami Zayn manages to defeat Karrion Kross, and now Kross must admit he was wrong about Sami Zayn, which is surely going to come on Monday Night Raw. Next up, the WWE Women's Championship match, as champion Tiffany Stratton takes on Jade Cargill. Jade relies on her incredible power during the match, but she comes up short as the champion counters her moves, staying in the match long enough to hit the prettiest moonsault ever for the 3 count, as Tiffany Stratton retains the championship. Next up is the match we've all been waiting for. Randy Orton and Jelly Roll take on Logan Paul and Drew McIntyre. Just kidding. The heels are determined to prove that Jelly Roll doesn't belong in wrestling and send him home packing the hard way, but the heels utilize Jelly's temper to isolate him from veteran Randy Orton, and it costs Jelly Roll big as Logan Paul puts him through a table, leading to medical officials escorting him off. However, Jelly Roll won't leave Randy Orton on his own and fights his way back to the ring, even though he's battered to death. He manages to tag in the Viper, and Jelly Roll gives it all, but he comes up short with Paul hitting a frog splash for the win, as Logan Paul and Drew McIntyre win the match. But now, it's time for the main event, as it's a World Heavyweight Championship match as champion Gunther takes on CM Punk. Now the announcers make it clear Gunther isn't facing a superstar at the tail end of his career, that being Goldberg, but a wrestler who's still in his prime and looking to win WWE Gold. Gunther shows fire throughout the match, but so does Punk, and when the straight-edge superstar busts Gunther open, it gives him the momentum he truly needs, allowing him to hit the GTS on Gunther not once, but twice to cover him to become the new WWE World Heavyweight Champion. But it's not over, as Punk's celebration is cut short by Seth Rollins, who enters the ring on crutches, but then ditches the crutches to head to the ring with his Money in the Bank briefcase. It was all a work. The injury was never real, as Seth Rollins cashes in his Money in the Bank briefcase, and now we have a new World Heavyweight Championship match of CM Punk versus Seth Rollins. Now Punk tries a GTS, but Seth slips out, blasting Punk with the Money in the Bank briefcase not once, but twice. Punk is just about out, and Rollins bides his time, hitting a curb stomp and covering Punk to become the new World Heavyweight Champion. Punk's reign lasted 5 minutes, as Bron Breakker, Bronson Reed and Paul Heyman join Rollins in the ring to gloat over the fallen Punk. Well, that was our quick recap of night 1 of SummerSlam. Now let's move into the good, the bad, and the downright ugly. As always, we start off with the good, no phoning it in. And we've got to give kudos to rapper Cardi B for kicking SummerSlam off with at least some enthusiasm rather than just phoning it in. We know WWE probably paid bucks to just give an intro at SummerSlam, and we all know bringing celebrities to WWE events doesn't always work. Travis Scott immediately comes to mind, but Cardi B was used sparingly but effectively. I know some of y'all would have thought we'd just trash her, right? Number 2, another solid starter. The SummerSlam was a very uneven show, but WWE knew how to start things off right, starting with a slobber knocker between Roman Reigns with Jey Uso and Bronson Reed with Bron Breakker. While Bronson Reed's storyline of stealing Roman Reigns' sneakers seems straight out of Vince McMahon's playbook, the thought of the Bloodline's best duking it out with 2 of WWE's heaviest hitters was all the match needed. The match had more than smashes, crashes, and hits than a demolition derby, including the now mandatory spear through the security barrier spot. A spot that always looks cool, but does it really have to be done on nearly every show? Although the heels came up short, this loss shouldn't slow them down, thanks to how strongly they've been booked. Indeed, Breakker and Reed have quickly become a dominant team on Raw, and while the tag team titles might seem like a step down, it's something to consider, particularly since Rollins is world champion, especially if WWE decides to give him a dominant reign. Number 2, a terrific team. Now, speaking of dominant teams, let's step over to SmackDown where Charlotte Flair and Alexa Bliss are now the new WWE Women's Tag Team Champions, a move that works on so many levels. First, it's an excellent follow-up to the Judgment Day strong reign with the titles and a sign that WWE is finally putting some effort into the belts, as they managed to give this a hype video. When was the last time the Women's Tag Team Championships got a hype video? A second, it was a dream team when you consider the two have nearly 20 world titles between the two of them. Third, it creates instant heat for Roxanne Perez when Liv Morgan returns, as Perez ate the pin and Morgan can boast the Judgment Day would still be champions had Perez not dropped the ball. But as for the match, it told a good story of Bliss and Flair's uneasy alliance, and the spot where Bliss accidentally hit Flair and the look on Flair's face had to have fans thinking their alliance had just crumbled. Even though they're not friends, Charlotte Flair put professionalism first. Number 4, a magical main event. CM Punk vs Gunther was a fantastic match, and the culmination of CM Punk's long road back to the top of the WWE mountain. Despite a bit of a slow start to his return, as Punk's injury early in his return kept him sidelined for months, Punk has wrestled like it's 2011 again, working a crisp, exciting style that makes every match a must-see. Tonight's match against the Ring General continued Punk's streak of solid matches, with about telling the story of a strong champion being outmatched by someone with greater experience. But this match was absolutely brutal. The chops that both men were giving them looked and sounded fantastic. At one point, Gunther's chest was even bleeding, it was that bad. But the most brutal moment came when Gunther had some color at the end. We thought that this was going to be JBL levels of blood, but they managed to keep it okay. Night 1 of SummerSlam was weak, but the main event certainly salvaged the show, despite the anticlimactic and highly predictable finish. Oh, and we also got to give props to CM Punk's attire as well. The tribute to the Fantastic Four was absolutely great. But that was a good. What about the bad? Is number 1, predictable as the sun rising in the east. As Seth Rollins' Money in the Bank cash-in was the latest in WWE's string of safe and predictable booking, with a supposedly injured Rollins showing up at SummerSlam to cash in his Money in the Bank briefcase successfully. While the angle may have fooled younger fans and people new to the grappling game, many fans called this one as soon as Seth Rollins supposedly injured his knee on Saturday night's main event, leading to claims there was no telling how long Rollins would be out. Whilst reports were definitely coming out saying that Seth Rollins was legitimately injured, there was one report that mentioned a fake injury angle. That's when a lot of people started to suss things out. And while it's difficult to keep secrets in wrestling, the lack of follow-up medical reports and WWE's fondness for working fans led to suspicion that Seth's injury was a complete work. They can be certain that WWE fans will be furious now that CM Punk's reign is over after about 5 minutes, and they'll be equally furious that WWE put so little effort into making the cash-in seem special. Many would argue why Seth Rollins didn't go after the WWE Championship. This definitely would have made for unpredictable booking and a better ending in our opinion. CM Punk closing out Night 1 as WWE World Heavyweight Championship would have been good enough to send the fans home happy. Number 2, Bad Moon Rising. Karrion Kross vs Sami Zayn is not a good omen for Karrion Kross's future in WWE, as he's lost another PLE in what can only be described as a forgettable match. While Kross fans were likely happy to see him on a PLE, the rumors that he hasn't signed a new WWE deal and his latest loss aren't a good sign. Granted, it could be worse, at least he's not stuck to doing Slim Jim commercials like LA Knight or Papa John commercials like Alpha Academy and The New Day, but even if Kross signs, WWE's creative efforts so far suggest he won't be doing anything worthwhile down the road, and it seems like wishful thinking as future endeavors appear to be next for Kross. Number 3, Jade comes up short. Now is Jade Cargill ready for the main event? Not judging from last night's performance against WWE Women's Champion Tiffany Stratton, as she definitely was a better wrestler out of it. While Jade continues to improve in the ring, she still needs a bit of seasoning. The smart move would be to put Jade in the undercard, booking her against Julia for the Women's United States Championship. Julia needs a better known opponent and Cargill seems ideal. Working with Julia should help Cargill develop and help promote Julia and the US title. Number 4, A for effort, D for delivery. Now don't get us wrong, credit where credit is due, as Rapper Jelly Roll really did put in a solid performance tonight at SummerSlam, and while he didn't rise to the level of other celebrities such as Bad Bunny or Logan Paul, who's certainly on a level of his own, he didn't embarrass himself or anyone involved in the match. And hella props for doing that table spot, that genuinely looked brutal. But that being said, the match itself was close to a dud, with the bout starting off incredibly slow and taking time for fans to get into it. There's no escaping that this match was a publicity stunt to help put a 2-night SummerSlam over, but what fans really wanted to see was Randy Orton versus Drew McIntyre in a straight up singles match. And 2 nights is too much. Now it's official, WWE's latest attempt to tap into this golden goose is a critical failure. While WWE likely brought in plenty of dough from the ticket sales for 2 nights of SummerSlam, Night 1 gave no evidence that WWE needs 2 nights of wrestling. This year's Mania didn't make the case for 2 nights, and Night 1 of SummerSlam was no better, with most of the matches seeming like a better fit for weekly television or an episode of Saturday night's main event. That was nothing downright ugly, but if Night 1 is any sign of things to come, SummerSlam needs to stay as a 1-night show. WWE managed to squeeze 6 matches in, 7 counting the cash-in match, into 3.5 hours, with most of the matches being better left on television. Well, that was our quick review. What about the news, as it could be bad news for Bron Breakker. Now, after the tag match that opened up Night 1 of SummerSlam, a clip started to go viral on social media, and it showed Bron Breakker limping to the back and needing aid. Breakker is currently on fire on the main roster, and if this is indeed an injury, it could slow him down dramatically. Let's hope that this injury is nothing serious. What would you guys think of Night 1 of SummerSlam? Let us know in the comments down below. I'll see you next time with some more wrestling content.